Hey, what's happening, family? How y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of Messages in the Madness with yours truly, Vernon Longhorn Davis. It's Sunday, baby. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. I'm here. You're here. I'm glad you're here because you could be anywhere else, but no, you're here hanging out with me, and I greatly appreciate that. Hey, Miss Charlotte, good to see you. Hey, Miss Nanette, how you doing? Always glad to see y'all. Always glad to be with y'all. Thank y'all for supporting us, supporting the channel. We've been doing this since the pandemic, 4 years strong. Ugh. And we're still here. We've changed up a lot of things, microphones, backgrounds, even platforms that we're performing on, but we're still here. And I think that says a lot. I just thank y'all and appreciate y'all so much for, being a part of the show. Make sure you like, love, and share the message if you would. Got to say something special if y'all don't mind. Yesterday was my brother's birthday, Ronald Christopher Davis. God bless his soul. He went home to be with my mother last year, and I guess this past weekend I've really kind of been missing him. So, uh, yeah. So I had to say that happy birthday, bro. I won't say. I'll just say that. How about that? So, a lot going on around the world, but we're not going to get into that either. Tonight, we're going to get into our message, and our message is reinventing yourself at any age, starting over. So, with that, let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt stuck, like you just coasting through life, like you just getting by? You check off all the boxes, but knowing deep down there's more out there for you. Maybe it's your job, career, or your relationships, or even how you see yourself. You ever thought about that? That's the feeling of being stuck. It's heavy, it's sticky, it's gooey, and it just feels like you just can't move. And when you think about starting over, it can even feel a little heavier. So that's what we're going to talk about is starting over. Hey, Brother Roger, good to see you. Roger says prayers and good vibes for Jaden tomorrow. He goes for his federal EMT test. After passing that, he'll be a licensed EMT and hired by our county's emergency medical. All right, man. Yeah, prayers for him. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, Annette, good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for joining us. But yeah, prayers up for Roger, man. I mean for Jaden. Um, but like I say, our message tonight is about starting over. But as I said, it's tough and it can feel like a lot. But here's the truth about starting over: starting over isn't about failure. It's not, it's about courage. Yes, courage. Tonight, I want to talk to you about what it takes to reinvent yourself, no matter where you are in your life, and why it's never too late to go after something new. I've had to reinvent myself more than one time. It's happened. So, um, I mean, I'm not going to dig into it because it's a 30-minute show, but yeah, I've had to reinvent myself. And it wasn't easy. It was tough. It really was tough. Hey, Miss Ethel, good to see you. So let's be honest. Reinvention can feel terrifying. It could paralyze you because see we're taught to value stability, right? Stability is everything. Stick with the job you've got, the role you've been playing, the life you've built. Don't rock the boat. Just stay where it's safe. This is safe. We know safe. We like safe. But safety doesn't always means happiness. Yeah, I said it. Safe doesn't always mean happiness. Sometimes we stay in a situation that doesn't serve us because they're familiar. We know what it feels like. It's common to us. We know what this feels like. So we stay in it like a frog in a pot of water sitting on heat. You could put a frog in a pot of water, cold water. He's comfortable. He cool. You turn on the fire, and you could keep turning that fire up, and that frog will not leave, will not move, won't try to hop out of the pot. It'll sit there until it boils, until it boils itself to death. And that's how some of us are in our lives. We will sit in whatever it is that we're in and just boil because it's safe, it's familiar. You know, familiar feels comfortable even when it's not fulfilling. And when the thought of starting over creeps in, fear shows us, it shows up to join the conversation. It'll make you ask questions like, what if I fail? What will people think? Am I too old to start over? First of all, what if you do fail? We talked about this. If you fail, you got the experience that brought you to that point. Now you failed, you learned, now you know what not to do and start. I mean, you ain't got to start over. You're starting with experience to move forward. What will people think? Really? You worry about what people will think? I used to. Now there's some people in my life who their opinion does mean something to me. It means a lot to me. But what will people think? Better question is, what will you think? How about that? Am I too old to start over? As long as you got breath in your body, you're not too old. Hey, Miss Coley, good to see you. Yes, that's right. Reinventing yourself at any age, starting over. So here's the truth. Starting over isn't about erasing your past. You can't do that. It is your past. It's your story. It's where you've been. It's what you have done. It's where you've got your experience and your knowledge from to put you into the moment that you're in right now. But it's about building on it. It's about taking what you've learned, what you've survived, and creating something new from that foundation. That's what it's about. So, the courage, you got to have courage to let go and be willing to move forward, to reinvent yourself. Have you ever cleaned out your closet? You know how hard it is to let things go out of that's in that closet. That old favorite sweater of yours, that jacket that feels just right. But it used to feel just right, but now it don't fit anymore. It's got moth holes in it, but for some rhyme reason you keep holding on to it. I got a I got a duster in my closet right now. I have had for 25 years. I don't see me ever wearing it again, but I just can't let it go. And I can't figure out why. I just hold on to it because it's familiar, because it's comfortable, because I like it, and probably because I never find another one like it again. Life works the same way. It does. See, you got to move old things out of your life in order to make room for something new. You got to let go of what no longer serves you. If I buy 3 shirts, I got to give away 3 shirts in my mind. But believe it or not, y'all, it takes courage. That takes courage to be able to do that. To change that you are familiar with, to reinvent yourself, to even think about it takes courage. So like when I got out the Army, I felt like I was lost. I was completely lost. I had lost my identity. I didn't know who I was without the uniform. I didn't know who I was without my squad or my platoon or my company. I had lost my identity. But I realized I wasn't letting go of who I was. And it took me a minute to realize that. But I was letting go of what I was. I was a soldier. I was no longer a soldier. So once I realized that, I could step into the new version of myself. Yeah, which took me a while to find. And you know what I learned? Courage doesn't mean you're not scared. It means you're scared and moving forward anyway. I got out the Army and I started DJing at nightclubs because I couldn't find a job. I told y'all about that. DJ Morphine, 185cc. Anyway, we're not going to even get into that. But, hey, daughter, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by, baby. But reinvention has no expiration date. Now, let's talk about this idea that you're too old to start over. Let me say it loud and clear. That's bull. That's nonsense. That's chewed up. That's chewed up cow grass. Is what that is. Reinvention has no age limit. It's not about how old you are. It's about how open you are. I decided I wanted to be a public speaker at age 54, 4 years ago. Yeah, think about this. Vera Wang didn't design her first wedding dress until she was 40 years old. Was that too old? I didn't get back into comedy. Let's see. I was getting ready to turn 40 when I got back into comedy. Colonel Sanders didn't franchise KFC until he was in his 60s. And then one of my favorite actors, Samuel L. Jackson, didn't land his first breakthrough role until he was 43 years old. So these stories aren't just inspiring, they're proof that it's never too late to chase a dream or rewrite your story. I think Oprah said it. You can rewrite your story. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Rewrite it. I was in my I was in my 40s. No, I take that back. I'm not going to tell that story. I was 7 years ago, 51 years old, when I became part of the corporate America I now know. Walking into rooms full of young and old professionals was kind of intimidating. I had entered the realm of fixed operations that I didn't even know existed. But I realized my age wasn't a barrier. It was a badge of honor. My previous experiences, what I had done, and what I could bring to the table, that was my badge of honor. So the experiences I'd lived through gave me a unique perspective and even an edge over the other people that were in the room. I basically had to reinvent myself again. Was I worried about it? Yes. Was I scared? Yeah, I was a little scared. Was I intimidated? Yes, I was. But guess what? I walked in back straight, head held high, and I learned, and I did, and I saw, and I went, and I helped, and I did everything that I was supposed to do. While I was going, I was reinventing myself every step of the way. So, how do you do it? How do you take that first step towards starting over? Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. First thing you got to do is take an honest look at yourself. Look in the mirror and let it tell you the truth about you. You can't figure out where you're going if you don't know where you are right now. So take a moment and reflect. Ask yourself the questions. What's working in my life? What's not working? What lights me up? What makes me feel good? What makes me go, hell yeah? What drains you? What pulls your energy from you? And then ask yourself, what are the things that are holding you back from starting over and reinventing yourself? Now, those answers aren't for me, those are for you. This step isn't about beating yourself up. It's about getting real, being real with you. You can't move forward if you're in denial about where you are, who you are, and what you are. You just can't. Lying to yourself is like taking your money out of your right pocket and putting it into your left pocket. It makes no sense. You can't move forward if you're in denial about where you are. And can't nobody fix that but you. So start small. You don't have to make a dramatic change overnight. Reinvention isn't about flipping a switch. It's about small, intentional steps. And I know we talk about small steps on this show all the time. Because, see, what happens is if you take too big of a step, you're going to twist your ankle. You're going to miss a step going up, and you're going to slip and fall and bust your face. You're going to fail. I tell the people who I work with, the different businesses that I work with, I'm like, look, I know you see this goal up here, and that's where you want to be tomorrow, but you're not going to get there like that. I need you to move slowly, step by step. Move with intention towards that goal, and you will get better and better and better as you move in that direction. Small, intentional steps. So let's just say you think about switching jobs or switching careers. How do you do that? What if you want to go and do something that you've never done before? How about you start by taking a class or talking to someone in that field? Watch some YouTube videos. They got YouTube videos on everything. What if you want to improve your health? Commit to one small habit at a time, like walking for 10 minutes a day. Or maybe you want to drink some water. Drink more water. Water is healthy for you. The key is to build momentum. That's what the key is. Build momentum. Each small win gives you the confidence to take another step and gives you a reason to celebrate. And y'all know I'm all about the celebrating the small wins. Get it? Hey, yes, that's what's up. That's what's up. Daughter, I don't see your auntie on the show tonight, so would you text her and make sure she's all right? So surround yourself with the right people. And I'm always talking about doing that. Because, see, you need support. No one reinvents themselves alone. You need people in your corner, friends, mentors, or even a community. You need people who believe in you and will hold you accountable, who's not afraid to tell you like it is, who's not afraid to hold your feet to the fire, who's not afraid to look in your face and say, that's not what you said you was going to do. This is what you said you're going to do. Gaining Momentum by MC Hammer. Okay. I wasn't a Hammer fan, but thank you, Miss Coley. Hey, Paul, thanks for stopping by. My brother Paul has an amazing voice. Paul says, when you're on the road, hit the treadmill or elliptical in the morning before you're heading out. Gives you the energy for the day, don't it? Yeah. But you got to have people in your life who's willing to hold you accountable. There will be days when doubt creeps in. On those days, the people who support you will remind you why you started this journey, why you decided to reinvent yourself, why you decided to do something new with your life. And you can't just push them away because, see, you asked them to hold you accountable. And you got to allow yourself to do that. It's part of the process. And as we talked about a couple of weeks ago, everything is a process. But there's a reward for starting over. And here's what I want you to know. Starting over isn't just about achieving a new goal. It's really not. It's about becoming a new version of yourself. Like I said earlier, when I decided to pursue comedy, I had no idea where it would take me. I just knew I loved making people laugh. I just loved everything about comedy. That decision led me to places and people I could have never, ever imagined. Hell, that's how I met most of y'all, was through comedy. It gave me a deeper understanding of myself and my purpose. And it's helped me to understand and realize even my purpose even deeper. It's allowed me to branch out into other things, the speaking and writing books and my nonprofit for veterans. All of that came from comedy. Meeting my business partner, Richard. All of that came from comedy. Starting over isn't about chasing something new. It's about stepping into who you're meant to be. Well, Annette, to be honest with you, there was a couple of times there where I had to start over. And let's just say it wasn't my choice. Yeah. I've been through a divorce. Yeah. I've had cars repossessed. That caused me to have to start over, find another way of transportation. I've been evicted. I've been fired from jobs. Just keeping it 100. But I had to start over. I've been in relationships that weren't working. And I had to start over. Hell, there's a few women out there. Because, see, I've told y'all before, I've never broken up with a woman. So there's a few women out there that think we still go together. Because I didn't break up with them, and they didn't break up with me. I'm being silly. But, Annette, it does take bravery to start over. It takes courage. And you have more courage than you think you do. But that reinvention thing is worth it. Change is not comfortable. It's really not. Even changing shoes can be uncomfortable. But you know what's even more uncomfortable? Staying stuck. Staying where the hell you at. Staying in a version of your life that doesn't reflect who you are or who you want to be. That's uncomfortable. Think about your future self. The version of you. Yeah, the version of you who's brave enough to start over. Imagine meeting them 5, 10 years later from now. Imagine that. Imagine meeting yourself 5 or 10 years later. What do they look like? What have they accomplished? And most importantly, what would they say to you? I bet you they say something like, thank you for taking the risk. Thank you for believing in us. Thank you for not giving up. Yeah. Classic Gemini said, I've started over several times, and each time I get better and better in life. Yes, you do. Because you have the experiences that you have been through that allow you to move forward in your life. You've learned some things, you experienced some things, you see some things differently now than you did before. You didn't know what you didn't know until you found out what you didn't know. And then once you know what you know, you can do things better, different, and progress in life. You weren't afraid to change. You may have been afraid of it, but you did it. And you're right, and that change is healthier than stagnation. You ever smell stagnated water? Water that's not moving? It stinks. It stinks badly. Your future you is waiting for you. They're cheering you on. Just like everybody that's watching this, we're all cheering anybody and everybody on that is willing to take the chance to reinvent themselves, to be something different. Yeah, always learning, Paul. You're right. Your future self is waiting for you. It wants you to be, is looking forward to you being and making that change and having the courage because it knows that you will do it. It don't know when, it don't know how, but you got the courage. You got to have the courage. You already have the courage. I was reading a post the other day on Facebook. Young comic named well, anyway, his name ain't it's not important, but the young comic says, "I look forward to the day that I am touring full time." I look forward to you touring full time also. But he's got to reinvent himself in order to be able to do that. So life is full of seasons. Some seasons are meant for planting, others are for growing, and some for starting fresh. Starting over is not about forgetting where you've been, it's about honoring your journey and using it to fuel your next chapter. Case in point, my garden. I love the garden. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I like to do it. I definitely didn't have any success this year. But I'm already planning to reinvent my garden for next year. So it'll be bigger and better. I'm already putting the things aside that I'm going to need for next year so that my garden could be better. I'm planning already. Yeah. I could just say, to hell with it. I'm not going to do it, but I like to do it. But what I got, but I'm not getting out of it what I need. So what am I do? What am I going to do? I'm going to reinvent what I'm doing. Hey, Miss Marion, thank you for stopping in. Good to see you. You're never late. You just come in when you got time, and we appreciate that. So again, some seasons are meant for planting, others for growing, and some for starting fresh. Starting over is not about forgetting where you've been. You can't forget where you've been. You can lie to yourself, but that's fruitless. No, no, I know I just talked about vegetables, no pun intended. It's about honoring your journey and using it to fuel your next journey. I don't know what cherry plums are, daughter. You're on your own. Here's the beauty of reinvention. Every time you start over, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than you thought. You're stronger than you thought you were. You're braver than you believed, and you're more capable than you imagined. That's what that means when you decide to reinvent yourself. That is the beauty of reinventing yourself. You're braver than you believed you were. You're more capable than you imagined. You have the strength that you didn't even know that you had. You don't need you don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to take that first step. And when you do, when you take that first step, something incredible happens. The world opens up for you in ways you never expected. Find the seeds and grow them in your garden. Okay. Tell you what, you buy the seeds, ship them to me, send them to me, I'll grow them. I'll try. The world opens up to you in ways you never expected when you try. You take one step, the world's going to help you. And even when the world knocks you, when the situation knocks you back two steps, you're going to have the information and the knowledge to move forward. Three steps. You just got to have the courage. So whether you 25, 45, or 75, know this. Your story isn't over. Your story isn't over. Your story isn't over. It's not over until God says it's over. So until then, it's just like tonight. Kansas City Chiefs lost. But they played like it wasn't over until the very last minute. To the last second. Until they realized the game was over. Horse manure is great for, it is great for gardening. Do not ship me none in the mail, okay? Don't do that. I appreciate it in there, but don't ship me none. There's always time for a new chapter. And the best part, you are the author. You get to write your story. You get to reinvent your future. You get to decide how the rest of the story goes. And that, my friend, is awesome. It is. And I get to tell this story from my own experiences. You're looking at proof of reinvention. Yeah. So some of y'all didn't catch the first of the show. Again, I just wanted to say yesterday was my brother's birthday, Ronald Christopher Davis, and I miss him dearly. So he's no longer with us, but and like I said, I can't say that I miss him because I can hear his laughter sometimes and I can feel his presence. But yeah, yesterday was his birthday. So I've kind of been in the house all weekend. I guess I was just missing my brother. So that's what I got for y'all this week. Reinventing yourself at any age is possible. You can do it if you really want to. Or you could just stand where you're at and stay in the life that you're not happy with. Or keep doing whatever it is that you're not happy with. Or you could say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Because when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you will know you are sick and tired of doing the same thing. Thank you, Annette. You don't have to be sorry about my brother. God needed him more. At least that's what I believe. God needed him more. So again, thank you, Miss Coley. So again, y'all, I thank y'all for joining and hanging out with me every Sunday. Oh, there will not be a Messages in the Madness next Sunday. Sorry, can't be in two places at one time. But we'll follow back up. So I'm telling y'all now, there will be no show on the 23rd, but no, on the 24th. We'll pick this back up again on September the 1st. Maybe I'll do something special. Um, no, I won't. I'm just not going to do a show on the 24th. It's just that simple. So, there you have it. All right, guys. I'm getting ready to get up out of here. So, I love you. Well, thank y'all for joining us. This has been Messages in the Madness. I'm Vernon Longhorn Davis. Thank you for joining me. Please like, love, or share the message if you like the message. And as I always say, I love you. God loves you. Take care of yourself. Respect yourself. Respect yourself. Love them kids. Matter of fact, give them a hug from me. Respect our vets. And until, like I say, not next Sunday, Sunday after. Yeah, September. December the 1st, not September. Yeah, I was speaking too fast. Yep, happy Thanksgiving to y'all too. God, like I say, God bless y'all. $2.